I refused to split our mother's jewelry with my sister after I found out she had already taken the pieces she wanted while mom was in the hospital. My mom had a stroke in October. She was in the ICU for 11 days and then moved to a rehab facility about 40 minutes from her house. I live 4 hours away. My sister Dana lives 20 minutes from mom, so Dana was the one handling everything on the ground while I took emergency leave and drove down when I could. I was there for the first few days, then had to go back for work and for my daughter. I hated it. I called Dana every morning. She'd give me updates on mom's stats, what the doctors said, what the facility needed. I kept thanking her. I meant every word of it. Mom came home in late November. She needed help getting around, but she was mostly sharp, which was the thing we'd both been terrified about. The first Sunday she was settled back in, the three of us sat at her kitchen table and mom said she wanted to go through her things while she was here to do it, not leave a mess behind. She specifically brought up her jewelry box. It was this old wooden box on her dresser. Pieces going back generations, her mother's pieces, her mother's mother's, nothing worth a fortune but the kind of things that hold a whole life in them. There was a gold locket she wore in her wedding photos, pearl earrings her mother had brought over from Portugal, a thin diamond band she wore on her right hand for as long as I can remember, a gold bracelet with charms, one added for each grandchild. Mom told us to go upstairs together, take what we wanted, and she'd figure out whatever was left. So Dana and I went upstairs. I opened the box. It took me maybe 30 seconds to realize something was wrong. The locket wasn't there. Neither were the pearls. The diamond band was gone. I went through every tray twice, carefully, thinking maybe things got moved. Dana was standing by the window scrolling her phone. I said, "Dana, do you know where mom's locket is?" She didn't look up. "I have it." I turned around. "What do you mean you have it?" "I took a few things when she was in the hospital. I didn't want them getting lost." "Getting lost," I said. "In mom's locked house." She put her phone away. "I was here every day managing everything. I took a few sentimental pieces to keep them safe." I asked her which ones. She listed them. The locket, the pearl earrings, the diamond band, the charm bracelet, which I specifically remember mom saying she'd always meant to give to me someday. 4 out of 5 pieces that actually meant anything in that box. She had taken all of them while our mother was unconscious in the ICU. I said, "So your version of splitting the jewelry is that you already took everything you wanted first." She said, "I didn't take them to keep them. I took them for safekeeping." I said, "You listed them like they were already yours." She got this look, patient and a little brittle, like I was the one being unreasonable. She said she'd been the one sitting with mom when her stats dropped in the night. She'd handled the facility paperwork, the insurance calls, kept the house from falling apart for weeks. She said I'd shown up at the end. "That might not be fair," she said, "but I should try to understand what it had been like." I said, "I know everything you did. I've thanked you for it 100 times, but that doesn't give you the right to go through mom's things alone and take the pieces you wanted without telling anyone." She said she was just holding them. I said, "Then give them back so we can do what mom actually asked." She said she didn't have them here. I said, "We can wait." She said she didn't think that was necessary. I went back downstairs and told mom what I'd found. I kept my voice as level as I could manage. Mom went very quiet. She called Dana down. Dana stood in the doorway and went through the whole thing again, protection, safekeeping, everything she'd been through. Then she said, "I asked you to watch the house, not to go through it." Dana left before dinner. That night, mom found a spare diamond band she'd forgotten about in her nightstand and pressed it into my hand without saying much. She told me she was calling Dana in the morning. A few days later, Dana texted me. She said I'd gone to mom behind her back and she felt blindsided, and the stress of all this wasn't good for someone still recovering. She said she hoped I was proud of myself. I didn't respond. She still has the locket.